What is up, my people? DJ Eastwood, running back Philly. No frauds, no fanboys, no intros. Okay, not the news we wanted to bring you today. We were all hoping, anticipating that James Harden would make his return to the NBA basketball court and his debut in a Philadelphia 76ers jersey tomorrow, Tuesday night. And it was just announced by John Clark of NBCS and others that James Harden is out through the All-Star break, including the All-Star game, as he rehabs left hamstring and will get treatment every day. And they're posting videos of him at practice today shooting with Tyrese Maxey. Looks good. The first thing I'm going to say is that last week, there was speculation that he wasn't really injured, that they were just holding him out because he was about to be traded, and that was part of the conspiracy. Like, James Harden's out again. They said during shoot-around at a Nets game last week that he looked good and he was ready to play in that game, and then he was ruled out at 11:30 a.m. So we were thinking it was just because he was in trade talks and was about to be traded, but now it seems like maybe the lingering hamstring issue is actually a thing. I don't want to be ultra negative here and knock on wood, but last playoffs with the Brooklyn Nets, he played about 10 seconds. He came into the game, first game of the playoffs, pulled his hamstring, and didn't return for the rest of the playoffs. And he's missed a couple of games this season with that same hamstring issue. So you know what I mean? You guys let me know in the comments, man. Maybe you can give me some more positivity here. But it does seem like James Harden is rehabbing that same hamstring. And it is official that he will not play tomorrow night. They will wait until after the All-Star break to debut James Harden in Philadelphia as a Philadelphia 76er alongside Joel Embiid, Tyrese Maxey, Tobias Harris, and all the boys. Disappointing. I was very, very hyped for him to play tomorrow night. I was very hyped to do post-game live after James Harden's debut. I was very excited. But we're not going to get to see it. We're not going to get to see it until after the All-Star break. So we look at the schedule here. The All-Star game is February 20th. We got Tuesday night here against Boston. That's tomorrow night on TNT. We got two nationally televised games back-to-back. It would have been so much fun for James Harden to make his debut during these nationally televised games back-to-back. Boston, Milwaukee, two Eastern Conference rivals. Boston, not so much a threat this season. Milwaukee, definitely a threat this season. And we're going to talk about the current NBA power rankings here in a minute also, because it's interesting to see what these experts or whoever are predicting, where they're predicting the Sixers as far as power rankings go in the Eastern Conference with the addition of James Harden on the roster. Now, look, man, my personal opinion, well, we'll get into that in a second, okay? So we got a game tomorrow night against Boston. We get no James Harden in that game. We get Milwaukee Thursday night at 8:30 on TNT. We get no James Harden in that game. He will not play in the All-Star game on February 20th. And then we got to wait 5 more days. Then we got to wait 5 more days until the Minnesota Timberwolves in Minnesota on February 25th. I would think, listen, if he looked healthy last week in shoot-arounds before a Brooklyn Nets game, I would think that giving him this extra, where are we at now? What's today, the 14th? Giving him this extra 11 days to continue to rehab the hamstring injury, I would think that he would be absolutely 100% by February 25th if he already looked okay last week. So what do you guys think in the comments, man? Do you think we'll get to see James Harden on February 25th at Minnesota? I would think that would be the debut. Like, there shouldn't be a question. And when you watch the videos of him at shoot-around, shooting with Tyrese Maxey, he looks great. He's doing everything, looking like full speed. Here's the video that John Clark posted, but we got another one right here of him with Tyrese Maxey that Lauren Rosen posted. And, there he is, step back three. He looks like his range of motion is great. He looks like doesn't look to be limping or in pain or anything like that. So I'm thinking it's just extra precaution. With him being out, those games in Brooklyn, you want to bring him in, give him a nice 11 days here to practice, run, hang with the coaches, hang with the players, maybe build a little bit of chemistry before you get on the court for the first time. So I would think the 25th would be his debut. Now, if he doesn't debut the 25th, then we got a little bit more of an issue. You know what I'm saying here? If he doesn't debut the 25th at Minnesota, then we got a little bit of an issue here. And people are saying magically Ben Simmons is healthy and mentally ready to play for the Brooklyn Nets. I didn't look at their schedule or anything like that to see when he might actually debut for the Brooklyn Nets. I would assume about March 11th, one day after he would be scheduled to come back to Philadelphia, because Ben Simmons is not coming back to Philadelphia. But, just didn't want to break this news to you. This is not what I wanted to hear today. I wanted him to debut Tuesday night, but now we got to wait 11 days until at Minnesota on February 25th. I would think he's going to be ready to go there. And if he doesn't play in Minnesota on the 25th, then I'm going to start to get a little bit scared. You know what I mean? So here's the current power rankings. And this is, I guess, this is basically a prediction of where the Sixers would sit as far as NBA power rankings go. I don't even see the Bulls on here. How's that even possible? The Bulls are, whether I agree or disagree with the power rankings, here they are. The Suns, number 1. The Grizzlies, number 2. The Warriors, number 3. The Miami Heat, number 4. The Sixers at number 5 after beating up on the Cavs without James Harden. So you got the Sixers at 5, the Cavs at 6, the Celtics at 7, the Bucks at 8. Is this right? Is this right? I thought I clicked on maybe the wrong year or something. February 14th, 2022. The Celtics above the Bucks? Why would that be? Then you got the Nuggets at 9 and the Raptors at 10. Where are the Bulls at? What? I don't know. This is my first time. I just clicked on this. Like, if you guys want to let me know in the comments, is this the actual NBA power rankings? Does this look as crazy as I think it looks? Suns, Grizzlies, Warriors, Heat, Sixers, Cavs, Celtics above the Bucks, then the Nuggets and the Raptors, and the Bulls aren't even on the list? I don't know what's up with that. But it's an interesting prediction for the Sixers to be at 5. They're predicting with the addition of James Harden that we are at least the second best team in the East behind the Miami Heat, according to the NBA. I personally think, listen, if James Harden's healthy and you add him to Joel Embiid and Tyrese Maxey, and you keep Matisse Thybulle in his defensive role, you still have Tobias Harris, who I think is going to feed off of James Harden way better than anyone's talking about right now. I think the Sixers are the best team in the East. If James Harden's healthy, I think the Philadelphia 76ers are the number 1 team in the East and can compete with any team in the NBA. We got Shake Milton back recently. That's another great thing. That helps us out a lot with a backup point guard off of the bench. We still say that we need a backup point guard or to get a veteran guy out of the buyout market or what have you. But getting Shake Milton back is huge. I do think our bench is not very strong. The backup center position is interesting. B-Ball Paul was out there against the Cavs. You don't know if you're going to see Charles Bassey. Maybe it's going to be probably backup center by commission. But I still think the starting lineup is so overpowered, and if Doc Rivers can stagger lineups and do things creatively, and I know that's saying a lot for Doc Rivers, but if he can do things creatively where, Tyrese Maxey gets run with Harden on the bench, Harden gets run with Maxey on the bench, Harden and Embiid together, maybe Harden and Bassey or B-Ball Paul together in certain lineups, it's going to be interesting to see what he does. But I think if Harden's healthy, we can compete with anybody in the NBA, and it feels so good to finally be able to say that about the Philadelphia 76ers. But give me all your thoughts, man. Are you pissed off that James isn't playing tomorrow night? Are you worried that the hamstring issue is an actual thing that we should be concerned about? And do you think he's going to debut on the 25th at the Minnesota Timberwolves. This is Running Back Philly. DJ Eastwood, no frauds, no fanboys, no intros. I'll see you guys tomorrow night for Post Game Live with or without James Harden. You guys have a good day, man. Peace.